Hi, this is Dan. Hey, it's a strange subject today, but lobsters. And why lobsters? I got interested in lobsters because, talked to David Schmidt, who is the inventor of LifeWave patches, and he said that he did a lot of research along these lines. And when I say I talked to him, I've listened to some of his talks on this rather than personally spoken to him. But in any case, I found it very interesting. Lobsters are long rumored to be biologically immortal, meaning that the risk of death doesn't increase with age. The idea arose because lobsters do not show signs of aging seen in other animals. Unlike mammals, which slow down, lose strength, and become less like us, we're mammals, by the way, lobsters appear to keep growing and stay strong and maintain reproductive ability even in old age. In other words, they don't get wrinkled and weak, and they continue to feed, molt, and breed as if they were young. And it's very interesting that lobsters seemingly escape aging. And what makes them different? The key factor is an enzyme called telomerase, and it's telomerase, often nicknamed the immortality enzyme. And its job is to repair and extend telomeres, which are on the end of our DNA. And that's it. Basically, it's a protective DNA cap at the end of the chromosome that normally shortens each time cells divide. And in most animals, including humans, telomeres is highly active only in the early life of cell types. And that goes along with what we say about the stem cell patches, or they're not stem cell patches. They're actually patches that activate your copper peptide, which activates your pluripotent cell, which is the changeable cell. So, it's been really very interesting. Telomeres alone doesn't guarantee that you can live forever. And in many species, unchecked telomeres can lead to cancer and cells divide indefinitely. Intriguingly, lobsters seem to have evolved ways to balance this risk. And they they have an expanded toolkit of DNA repair and tumor suppressing genes. And for example, the lobster genome contains multiple copies of tumor suppressor gene P53 and other genes that maintain stability. And you know, it's very interesting. I know I say interesting a lot because, well, it is. It's said that it's difficult to measure a wild lobster's age because they don't have any clear growth rings in their shells. Only recently, scientists developed a technique to eliminate lobster age from, and I meant estimate, by the way, uh, their age by their eye stalk and stomach teeth. And there's documentation and sources for all this stuff, but basically it's I'm just telling you because I'm interested. But for instance, the European lobster routinely reaches 30 to 50 years old, with some females estimated to be 50 plus years. And the largest lobsters caught, weighing 20 kilograms, uh, are thought to be near a century in age. And throughout these long lifespans, lobsters stay robust in terms of growth and reproduction, underscoring the idea that, do they die at all? So, with that, there's tons of research on this, and David Schmidt, who is the inventor and CEO of LifeWave, has looked into this and um, has some amazing information. If you were to go and look on YouTube, we can find some YouTube places to look. But in any case, something you might want to think about. It's just very well, you may have better things to think about than this, but in any case, I found it intriguing. So, I wish that all of you have a great day and be well. Bye.